She thought she escaped her blind date, but fate had other plans. For the past 2 years, my Friday nights had followed a strict, pitifully safe choreography. Preheat the oven, unbox a frozen pepperoni pizza, and let the glow of reality TV wash away the week. As a logistics manager for a ruthless shipping firm, my days were a relentless marathon of solving other people's crises. By the time the weekend arrived, I had no words left to give. I preferred the predictable comfort of my solitude. But tonight, the suffocating heat of my apartment had driven me out into the humid summer evening. I also had an ulterior motive. I was actively escaping a blind date my well-meaning sister had arranged at a pretentious downtown bistro. I had texted a cowardly apology, claiming a sudden migraine, and fled to the chaotic anonymity of the night market. The noise of the street was a living, breathing thing, a symphony of sputtering generators, brassy mariachi music, and the roar of 100 overlapping conversations. I joined a sprawling line for a legendary taco truck, lured by the intoxicating smell of charred meat and toasted corn. The man standing directly in front of me seemed wildly out of place. He wore a sharply tailored charcoal suit, though his tie was loosened and the collar unbuttoned. He rubbed the back of his neck, looking utterly exhausted. Sensing my gaze, he turned. His eyes were a striking warm amber. "They haven't started taking orders yet," he said, his voice a low, gravelly baritone that immediately settled my frayed nerves. "But look, the chef has already set out the salsas. Looks like we're in for a wait." "Well, the good news is that I have absolutely nowhere else to be," I said, surprised by my own brazenness. "I just finished one of those weeks that makes you want to fake your own death and move to the woods." A genuine crinkling smile broke through his fatigue. "I completely understand the impulse. I just got off a red-eye from a grueling business trip in Tokyo. My apartment is empty, and I couldn't stomach the thought of going home just to stare at the ceiling." As we shuffled forward, the heavy summer humidity suddenly broke. A fat drop of water hit my cheek, followed instantly by a torrential downpour. Panic rippled through the crowd as people scattered for cover. I stood frozen, mourning the loss of my dinner, when a shadow fell over me. "Come here," he said, stepping close and holding his suit jacket high over both our heads like a makeshift tent. Suddenly, the chaotic world shrank to a space barely 2 feet wide. Beneath the shelter of his jacket, the air shifted, filled with the faint scent of rain-soaked wool and cedar cologne. We were complete strangers, yet standing chest to chest in the downpour felt strangely natural. My heart hammered a frantic rhythm against my ribs. "We haven't ordered yet," I murmured, acutely aware of his eyes tracing the line of my jaw. "Your shirt is getting soaked." "I'm fine," he answered softly, not looking away. "I think this is exactly where I'm supposed to be." Eventually, the rain reduced to a drizzle, and the truck's window slid open. We ordered together, retreating beneath the faded canvas awning of a closed watchmaker's shop to eat. The tacos were messy, bursting with a vibrant, fiery blend of spices, and absolutely delicious. As he wiped a streak of salsa from his thumb, I realized my safe, lonely Friday nights were over. I didn't want this evening to end. I didn't want to retreat to my shell ever again. "I'm Sarah, by the way," I said, tossing my napkin into a nearby bin. "There's a late-night diner around the corner. Would you want to get a coffee?" He chuckled, a warm sound that competed with the distant thunder. "I'm David, and I'd love to. To be honest, I'm just glad I didn't end up at L'Orangerie tonight." I froze, the name of the pretentious bistro echoing in my ears. "L'Orangerie? At 8 o'clock?" David blinked, looking confused. "Yeah, my brother set me up on a blind date. I bailed at the last minute because I was too jet-lagged. Why?" I couldn't help the breathless laugh that escaped my lips. I pulled out my phone, opening the text thread with my sister, and turned the glowing screen toward him. His eyes widened as he read her final message. "Sarah, please don't flake. David is a great guy and he's wearing a charcoal suit." He looked from the phone to me, a slow, brilliant smile spreading across his face. "Well," he whispered, stepping back into the damp evening air, "I guess it's a good thing I already decided I wanted to spend the rest of my night with you."